Aharen-san wa Hakarenai is one of the greatest animes to ever come out this year. When I saw this trailer like a while back, I was very hyped for it. I for one is single and just in love with rom-coms, as single anime fans tend to be. Aharen looks cute as shit, the premise looks pretty interesting, it was gonna be worth a watch. And boy, all the hype was very much worth it. Aharen follows this girl called Aharen, who is a smaller sized girl who is coming into her first year in high school. She meets Raido. Now Raido and Aharen is like seatmates, and they eventually blossom into a very strong relationship. The art style in this anime is very simplistic, right? Everyone in this anime just looks fucking adorable, from Aharen to Raido to even the teachers in the background. What aharen-san does best at when it comes to the art style is how good the blushes look, man. I'm gonna put my fucking Reddit cap here, but I feel like the very light tone of the anime does absolute wonders with red in the cheeks. In a rom-com, you need a good blush. That's rom-com 101 right over there. When you have a good blush, you basically have the fucking rom-com fully fucking settled. Every single rom-com, trust me, man. When you think of Toradora, you think of Kaguya, you think of Komi-san, you look at them and they have amazing blushes. The supporting cast in this anime does best at what they do. Support. Every single supporting cast have their sort of skit going on. For example, the two teachers have the skit where Tobaru sensei gets overly heated up to the point where she's literally having heart attacks at the sight of Aharen and Raido doing shit. Aharen's two little sisters, they do an awesome job of just being fucking adorable. I mean, Ren is like Aharen that is literally a child, and goddamn, she is the most precious thing in the world. Eru, she's very much like protective of Aharen because Aharen used to take care of her. Now she has this sort of feeling that she needs to be taking care of her big Onisa. Atsushi and Futaba are these two little kids. Futaba likes Atsushi. Atsushi is a little child and doesn't have those type of feelings yet. It's just this cute little dynamic where Futaba tries to like give Atsushi some food and try to convert him to liking him. It's cute, it's wholesome, it's all that. Even the main two supporting characters, Sato-san and Ishikawa-san, these guys have very little screen time together, but the moments they do, the anime does an awesome job where they're sort of like hinting like they might be a thing later on in the series. Ishikawa sort of like calls Sato-san by her first name, and then she just blushes bright red. Ishikawa is sort of like this jock-ish character, straightforward and doesn't give a fuck. Hopefully that storyline in my brain actually exists in the manga. Ishikawa and Sato-san eventually dating. Most of the anime centers around this very linear plot line where Aharen-san does some odd ass shit and Raido thinks the absolute worst of what could happen, and it ends up being pretty normal. Like for example, right? Aharen comes into the classroom with just beat up and her hair is all over the place. And for some reason, Raido thought that Aharen was a gang leader. It turns out she just didn't put her contacts on and just kept on ratting into electric poles, which is adorable and cute. The comedy in Aharen-san isn't really what is gonna win you over with this rom-com. What's gonna win you over is the fucking romance, man! The development between Aharen and Raido eventually becoming a thing is the pure definition on why 12 episode animes can be paced brilliantly. Aharen has this almost trademark stoic face, and over time we see that stoic face slowly crack because they're just more comfortable with each other. As the series goes on, Raido even becomes more assertive. There are moments in the summer festival where Raido is just offering Aharen on her back and offering her hand and whatsoever. That shit is sweet because I feel like what differentiates this rom-com than some other rom-coms, like for example Kaguya-sama, where very well explicitly said to you, even in the fucking opening, that Kaguya and Shirogane both like each other and they just gotta fucking confess. It's almost like a smooth transition between them being friends and to eventually them dating. It is a friendship that turns into affection, and it's very rare for a rom-com to do that. For a rom-com to do that in technically 10 episodes feels like it wasn't rushed is a great shout out to how good this anime was adapted. Let's talk about the confession, huh? Aharen technically confessed to Raido in like episode 10 in this like camping trip where Aharen was sort of like, hey Raido, I actually, never mind type beat, and then Raido just straight up, cause he's assertive, hey, I actually like you, and then Aharen gave him a kiss. God, the fucking face that Aharen gave afterwards is like, so cute. And for like an episode 11, we get to see like, oh, nothing seems to change, like almost the same status quo with the same similar type of scenarios going on. And you're starting to wonder what happened here. Did episode 10 did not happen? Did I actually watch the actual next episode? Did I not rewatch an episode? And episode 12, we get to really explain what actually happened. Aharen didn't actually confess. They didn't really become a thing yet, but when you kiss someone and then Raido said you liked her, you're basically as close as you get. You just gotta like seal it up. And in episode 12, they fucking sealed it up, man. The way they animate Aharen confessing to Raido, I feel needs to be talked about way more. Again, for the whole show, we see Aharen-san with this very stoic face. Well, in the scene where Aharen actually confessed to Raido, you get to see it fully animated as she's trying to like, you know, flick her hair back and just...
私も好き、ライドウ君。
It was so well done. It felt like it was the perfect payoff from watching the show. 12 episodes. It was not over the top. It was not like this grand gesture. It was just, it happened. And I feel like this anime is the depiction of that, where you two start as friends and eventually you guys are comfortable with each other to the point where you don't think that you guys could live without each other. So you guys start dating. That doesn't sound like the most romantic thing in the world. It feels like it's the most natural, it's the most comfortable way to get into a relationship like that. And not to mention, confessions in 12 episodes just don't happen in rom-coms. I think the way aharen-san is from episode 1 to episode 12 feels like a complete story that I genuinely love. If you haven't been watching aharen-san, you're missing the fuck out, dude. And if you haven't watched Daimon, god, you are missing out. You can catch up to this video right here.